This person does not wish to marry you for how it looks to others, and certainly not to fill some emptiness of their own. What draws them toward marriage is something quieter and more serious, a felt sense that they are meant to protect and tend to a heart that has already been through so much. Right now, wherever they are thinking of you with a steady, unhurried kind of love, nothing loud or performative about it, just patient attention that has settled in for the long haul. They notice your laughter, yes, but they notice your silences even more. They see the resilience woven into how you carry weight that most people around you never even glimpse. And something in them responds to that, not with pity, but with a quiet resolve to help ease what you carry. This is not a person chasing fantasy or swept up in fleeting feeling. Their love is mature, grounded, deliberate. They are not imagining marriage as a status symbol or a performance for onlookers. They are imagining something far more substantial, a life of walking beside you and genuinely supporting you where it counts. When they picture a shared future, they think about the small ways they could honor you, cherish you, and slowly help mend the wounds you carry beneath the surface. They picture a partnership built on trust and patience, the kind of understanding that only comes from actually seeing someone's inner world rather than just their public face. They see past the composed smile you offer the world, into the quiet struggles you shoulder in private, the ones you never mention. They register the effort it takes for you to stay steady when your heart feels heavy. They witness the emotional stamina behind your calm exterior, how you absorb difficulty without letting it show. And each time they sense how much you have carried on your own, something tightens in their chest. Every private struggle, every unseen tear, every quiet act of endurance, they take it all in, and it moves them. It stirs a desire to stand beside you, not merely as a partner in name, but as someone genuinely willing to help carry the load, gradually, one day at a time. They are not pursuing marriage as some kind of personal gain. They do not view you as a trophy or an achievement to be won. Their motivation is a felt responsibility to care for you, to protect you, to help lighten what you carry. There is nothing rushed or careless in this. It is steady, considered, patient. They understand healing does not happen on command, that trust has to be built slowly, and that emotional wounds cannot be mended all at once. They are prepared to walk with you through every season, helping you release old pain bit by bit and replace it with warmth and a sense of safety, building a space where your heart can finally feel honored rather than merely tolerated. They notice what most people miss. Most people only see the composed, capable version of you that you allow into public view. This person looks further. They pick up on the shift in your energy, the pause in your voice, the subtle way you withdraw even slightly, and they sense it intuitively even when you try to conceal it. They recognize what it took for you to survive heartbreak, disappointment, long stretches of solitude. They understand the courage required to keep loving, keep hoping, keep fully living despite everything that has tried to shut you down. And out of that understanding grows a quiet devotion, a willingness to walk patiently alongside you as you continue finding your way. This is someone who wants more than surface-level connection. They want real depth, real empathy, a love that honors the whole of who you are. They imagine a relationship where joy and sorrow are shared equally, where vulnerability meets compassion rather than judgment, where laughter and healing can coexist in the same life. There is nothing theatrical about their love. It is a steady, consistent presence rather than a series of grand gestures. They picture a future where your smiles come more easily, where your burdens feel lighter, and where every wound you have carried in silence finally meets tenderness and genuine care. They are not hoping to marry you in order to remake you. They want to build a space where your soul can finally feel safe, seen, and cared for exactly as it is. They notice the quiet courage behind your continued effort, the strength it takes to keep loving after disappointment, the bravery required to stay hopeful when others might have given up entirely. And that courage draws them in, not because it makes you impressive to the outside world, but because it reveals the real depth of your heart. They want to walk with you, help carry what you carry, and slowly, without pressure, help lighten the weight you have borne for so long. Their love is not about achieving perfection together. It is about presence, patience, and a quiet, ongoing commitment to your healing and growth. Rather than feeling threatened by your strength, they feel pulled toward it, almost as if something in them recognizes something in you. They have no interest in competing with your independence or dimming the resilience you have built over the years. Your capability does not unsettle them, it moves them. They want to stand quietly beside your strength, offering steadiness without ever undermining your autonomy. They want, quite simply, to be able to say and mean that you no longer have to carry everything by yourself. Their devotion is patient, consistent, and not the least bit interested in spectacle. It is focused on simply being present when it counts, offering your heart a kind of safe harbor. Their sense of what marriage means has nothing to do with romantic gestures or public approval. It is grounded instead in responsibility, care, and a genuine desire to share the weight of life. When they imagine marrying you, they are not picturing the wedding day or how it might look to others. They are picturing the unglamorous everyday reality. The early mornings when you are worn thin, the nights when old memories resurface uninvited, the moments of tension and quiet doubt. They imagine being present through all of it, noticing your fatigue before you even have to say a word, quietly taking on what they can so you can finally rest. To them, marriage means relief and partnership, not control or ownership. They see the emotional, mental, and sometimes even practical weight you carry every day. They notice how often you listen rather than speak, give more than you receive, hold other people's burdens while presenting a composed front to the world. And something in them says, if I marry this person, I want to be the space where they can finally set that pain down. They want to be the one you can cry with, no explanation required. The one you can simply sit with in comfortable silence. The one who will never rush your healing or pressure you toward readiness before you actually feel it. Their presence is meant to lighten what you carry, not add to it. They do not see you as broken or in need of repair. They see the quiet beauty in your endurance, the depth in your heart, and the courage it takes to remain open after everything you have been through. Their wish to marry you comes from genuine admiration, not pity. They are struck by your continued belief in love, by the gentleness you have maintained in a world that has often failed to return it, by the compassion you extend even when others do not reciprocate it. To them, marriage is not a rescue mission. It is a way of honoring every part of who you are. They want to carry the weight alongside you, sharing the load in both practical and emotional ways. This person moves carefully in love. They take commitment seriously and handle promises with real caution. Marriage to them is sacred and intentional, not something entered into lightly. They imagine a future where the pressures you face are shared rather than shouldered alone, where they can stand between you and certain hardships. Not because you are incapable, but because you should not have to face everything by yourself. They want to help handle difficulties, protect your heart, and offer stability without demanding anything in return. Their love manages to be both protective and freeing at once, a foundation where your strength is respected, your vulnerability is honored, and your spirit can finally rest, knowing they are steadily there. This is part of why their feelings might seem quiet or carefully held back for now. It is not uncertainty, and it is not hesitation born from doubt. It is intention. This is someone weighing the real cost of commitment and still choosing you, in their heart, again and again. They carry a fear of failing you, of not measuring up, of causing you pain even unintentionally. That fear is not weakness. It comes from genuine respect. They understand exactly how much weight real love carries, and they want to approach you with integrity rather than empty promises. Their silence is not absence. It is preparation and it is care. They are not trying to change you. They want to grow alongside you. They have no interest in reshaping your personality or filing down the edges that make you who you are. They do not want to dim you or make you easier to love in some diminished sense. They want to walk beside you as you both continue to evolve, imagining a shared process of learning and healing, becoming better partners through time and mutual effort. They understand love is not about flawless behavior. It is about consistent presence, even when that presence is inconvenient. Their goal is to build something where growth never requires either of you to disappear into the other, where you both remain fully yourselves. When they picture a future with you, it feels calm rather than chaotic, steady rather than turbulent. They picture shared routines, quiet evenings, small, ordinary moments that simply feel safe. They imagine laughing together after long days, solving problems as a team instead of against one another. They picture growing older together with the quiet certainty that they chose well. Their vision of marriage is not dramatic. It is stable, and to them, stability is one of love's deepest expressions. They sense that much of your pain has come from being misunderstood, from giving more than you received, from staying when others chose to leave. They understand the exhaustion of hoping someone would finally choose you fully and consistently. They want to offer something different, presence instead of inconsistency, actions that actually match words, reliability that never leaves you guessing where you stand. They do not want you wondering whether you matter or whether their commitment might fade. They want you to feel secure even on the days you doubt yourself most. If this message finds you at a moment when you are tired of being strong, tired of hoping, tired of waiting, hear this clearly. Someone sees your heart and wants to build a life around protecting it. You are not asking for too much. You are not difficult to love. You are not invisible. The kind of love capable of easing your pain does not announce itself with noise or spectacle. It arrives gradually through consistency and quiet care, and when it finally arrives, you will not have to talk it into staying. This is a love that is quiet but far from weak. A love uninterested in impressing anyone or controlling anyone, focused instead on truly seeing and caring for another person at the deepest level. It is the kind of love that notices small things. The pause before you speak, the way you carry emotional weight without complaint, the moments you consistently put others first. This person is not arriving to fix you, and they carry no hidden agenda. They come instead with patience, steady hands, and a heart ready to hold yours. Their focus rests on creating a space where vulnerability meets understanding, where your burdens can gradually be shared rather than carried alone. There is nothing flashy about this love. It is the kind that waits, that weighs commitment carefully, that favors action over empty words. It grows out of respect and genuine admiration rather than desire or need. They honor your independence, your strength, your history. They notice the scars and the quiet endurance others tend to overlook, and they are drawn not toward changing you, but toward growing beside you. They understand that love is not a single grand gesture, but a daily practice, sustained effort rather than occasional flourish. It is a steadying presence, a patience that allows healing to unfold at its own pace, a partnership sustained by mutual care. They picture a life together that looks ordinary on the surface, but feels extraordinary in its emotional safety. Waking beside you on difficult mornings, holding you through resurfacing memories, sitting through silence without discomfort, these are the things that matter to them. They want to be the calm voice when your mind grows loud, the steady support when things feel heavy, the one who notices your exhaustion before you have to name it. Their love is about relief, about easing the weight you carry, about building a life where your heart finally feels protected and valued without having to ask for it. Their whole approach to loving you is careful, deliberate, deeply respectful. They do not throw around promises casually because they understand the weight commitment actually carries. Choosing to love you is intentional, even when it comes bundled with fear of falling short, of unintentionally causing pain, of failing in ways that matter. That fear is not a flaw. It is a sign of someone who takes love seriously, who understands the responsibility of being trusted with your heart. They are willing to remain patient and steady even when leaving or chasing something easier would be the simpler path. At the core of this love is security and trust. They want you to feel safe, valued, fully seen, even in your most doubtful or exhausted moments. They do not want you performing, explaining, or justifying your feelings to earn their attention. Instead, they offer something consistent, patience that mirrors your strength, a love that honors your journey rather than questioning it. They imagine a partnership where challenges get shared, responsibilities get carried together, and healing is allowed to happen at its own natural pace. This love does not announce itself with noise, yet its presence, once it settles in, is undeniable and steady and genuinely life-altering. It does not merely promise happiness. It promises understanding, care, and companionship that does not waver. This kind of love is rare precisely because it is rooted in empathy, patience, and real understanding. It never asks you to become someone else to fit some mold or meet some expectation. Instead, it honors every part of you, your history, your struggles, your victories, your quiet resilience. They notice the ways you guard yourself, the moments you hold back, the times you put others ahead of your own needs. And it moves them to act, not from obligation, but from genuine admiration. Their aim is never to take over your life, but to walk alongside it, offering comfort, stability, and the steady presence of someone who genuinely cares about your well-being. They value consistency over drama, action over empty words. Every small gesture, every thoughtful moment, every quiet check-in becomes their way of expressing love without needing an audience. They understand love lives in the ordinary details, making you coffee in the morning, noticing when your day has been rough, holding space for your feelings without judgment. They are willing to help carry the emotional load, to help shoulder things when life grows too heavy. None of this is performance. It is real, tangible, quietly healing. They are drawn to your strength, not to compete with it, but to complement it. Your independence does not intimidate them. It inspires them. They want to honor your capacity to endure, adapt, and keep moving even through unfairness. They are aware of what you have sacrificed, what you have carried, what resilience you have shown, and they are committed to being someone who eases that burden rather than adding to it. Their love is an active, ongoing choice to stand with you, protect you, and build a space where you can finally exhale and release tension you have held for a long time. This love understands vulnerability is not a weakness. They want to be the person with whom you can be fully yourself, seen entirely without flinching or judgment. You will not need to explain yourself, hide parts of your story, or perform for their approval. They want to witness both your pain and your joy, offering support without ever trying to control it, providing a foundation solid enough that you can finally let go. Their presence is steady, understated, unshakable. They arrive quietly, with intention, and their commitment deepens gradually over time. As trust builds, they imagine a shared life where both people keep growing without losing themselves in the process. They picture learning from one another, deepening in empathy, building something that can hold up against life's difficulties through patience and mutual care. They are committed to consistency and presence rather than empty promises, hoping to love you in ways that heal old wounds instead of creating new ones, offering stability, understanding, and real appreciation. They understand that the deepest kind of love is not about perfection. It is about simply showing up, day after day, choosing each other through both hardship and joy. Their love is quiet, steady, intentional, unwavering, the kind that reshapes not just a relationship, but an entire life. They understand love cannot be rushed or forced onto a schedule. Their feelings may stay quiet, even hidden at times, but that does not mean they are uncertain or weak. They are deliberate and thoughtful. Every glance, every word, every gesture is considered, meant to slowly build trust and safety. They are keenly aware of how fragile the heart can be, and of the weight your past experiences carry. Their patience is not passive. It is a form of active care. They wait because they understand real love cannot be hurried. It has to grow, deepen, and prove itself over time. They are not chasing instant gratification. They are pursuing lifelong devotion, a partnership rooted in respect and mutual understanding. They admire the strength you have shown in moments when giving up would have been easier, the courage it takes to keep moving forward, the resilience you display even when life has been harsh. Your independence is not a threat to them, it is a source of inspiration. They want to honor it, stand beside it, support it fully. They are drawn to your quiet determination, your self-reliance, the grace with which you carry emotional weight. Rather than competing with your independence, they want to complement it. Their love has nothing controlling or possessive about it. It is a conscious choice to offer relief, to lighten your load, to build a life that feels balanced, safe, and mutually supportive. They want to be the one who steps into the gaps when things become overwhelming, who notices your strength wavering before you say a word, who quietly takes on part of the burden without being asked. They picture small acts of care, making a meal after a long day, listening without judgment, holding your hand as a silent reminder that you are not alone. They want to be a calm, steady presence in your life, an anchor through storms, someone whose presence makes it possible for you to finally breathe fully. Their love shows up through consistent action, through being there in the moments that actually matter. They recognize the beauty in your heart, your kindness, your empathy, the patience you extend, even to people who have let you down. They see your sacrifices, the way you carry others' burdens, often at real cost to yourself. And rather than viewing this as a weakness, they view it with admiration. They see someone genuinely worth investing in, someone whose spirit is resilient yet still tender underneath. Their desire to marry you grows out of that admiration, not pity or a sense of obligation. They want to be the one who honors your endurance, who reflects back the care you have poured into the world, who offers the safety and security you may have gone without for far too long. They imagine a life together that is simple yet meaningful, ordinary in its rhythms, but extraordinary in how it nourishes the soul. They picture shared mornings, gentle evenings, laughter after hard days, quiet moments where words are unnecessary because the understanding is already there. They see partnership as an ongoing act of care, a commitment that only deepens through both hardship and joy. Their love is deliberate and consistent, built on trust, patience, and steady attention. They want to build a life where you never have to question their intentions or the depth of their commitment, where you can simply rest in their presence, knowing they are steadfast and genuinely devoted. They understand that love is not measured in grand gestures or public declarations, but in quiet presence, attentiveness, reliability. They notice the subtleties, how your gaze drifts when your mind wanders, how your voice softens when you are tired, how the pauses in your speech often say more than the words themselves. They listen to what goes unsaid just as closely as what is spoken because your inner world feels sacred to them. Their commitment runs deeper than anything superficial. It is rooted in a real desire to protect, nurture, and honor both who you have been through hardship and who you continue becoming. They are not here to reshape you or ask you to soften for their comfort. They see the fire in your spirit, the strength in your independence, the courage in your heart, and they respect all of it completely. Rather than feeling threatened, they feel called to stand beside it. They want to walk with you, not against you, quietly reassuring you that you no longer have to carry everything on your own. They want to lighten your load, never overshadow what you have built. Their love is partnership in its truest form, a bond that strengthens both people without erasing what makes each of you distinct. They think of marriage not as a single event, but as an entire shared life. They picture waking beside you on quiet mornings, holding you when old pain resurfaces, simply existing together in the ordinary moments that turn out to matter most. They imagine being the calm voice when your thoughts grow loud, the steady support when challenges arise, the hands that lift you when the world feels like too much. They want to notice your fatigue before you have to ask for help, to share responsibilities so that rest becomes a normal part of your life rather than a rare luxury. To them, marriage is not about control, it is about relief, care, and shared strength, a life built from small, ordinary miracles, mornings where they make coffee for you and simply being there, quietly, consistently, for as long as it takes.